Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 10 of the Girly Nerd podcast. On today's episode, I am joined by my very good friend, Gissane. I have known her for quite a few years, and she is, quite a few years, and she is the sweetest person, amazing writer, just amazing person in general. And today we are going to be talking about our favorite Stranger Things characters in anticipation of the final season coming out very, very soon. Before we get into that, I just wanted to give you a chance to briefly talk about your website and your books because you've written is it 3 books so far?
I do. I have 3 books now. As Marianne said, we've known each other for a really long time. We've both been entertainment writers. I am the founder of Lady Geeks Media. And I have 3 romance novels out. A Certain Step, Midnight Step. Nope. It's the Midnight Step Pemberley duology. There we go. There we go. Let's talk about Stranger Things.
Yes. But everyone go and follow her website. Check out her book. She is amazing. And everyone needs a writer like you in their lives, I say.
And on a day where my brain is just not braining. So I really appreciate that today.
It's okay. So before we get into our top 5 and our honorable mentions, I'm just going to briefly talk about how I started watching the show and how you started watching it. So I've watched it since the beginning, since it premiered. I remember it came out in the summer. I didn't write down the year. It was 10 years ago, 2000.
It was 2016. I want to say it was in July because everyone started talking about it during Comic-Con.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. I kept hearing people talk about it and I'm like, gee, it was totally off my radar. I'm like, what is this show? And people were just raving about it. So I'm like, okay, let me give it a chance. So I'm like, I asked my mom, I'm like, let's watch this show. Winona Ryder's in it. Matthew Modine's in it. I'm like, let's just give it a chance. And after the first episode, we're like, this is good. And so it was, wasn't the first show we ever binged. The first show we ever binged was Downton Abbey, but it was like the second show where we ever got so hooked that we watched it so fast. I mean, probably like in 2 days because we started it like late in the day. So we couldn't watch it just all in one day. But if we had started it earlier, we probably would have finished it in one day. Because it's addictive.
It is. And that first season is so good.
The first season is amazing. I always go back, like, which season is my favorite? It's hard. But there's something about season 1 that is still so special. And it has that nostalgic feel. And the kids are so cute and little. And
don't get me started on that because I can't process.
No, I can't.
How old everyone is.
And how grown up they look. I'm like, it freaks me out that this little 11, the little milliebobbybrown, is not this little child anymore. And now she's married and they have a baby. And I'm like, what the heck? It's like, it doesn't compute in my brain. So you watched it right away too, right?
Yeah. I watched it that summer too because everyone was talking about it at Comic-Con. And I'm generally a chicken. Like, if people don't know this about me, I'm a scaredy cat. So I can't handle a lot of horror. So I was like, can I even do this? And I had a friend who was staying with me at the time. And we were like, okay, let's just both watch it together. Watch it during the day. And I was like, oh, I'm in. I'm seated. This is the kind of horror I can do.
Yeah. Same. Because I don't like anything too graphic, too violent.
Yeah.
I'm fine with spooky. I mean, this is a little scary. It's not too bad.
The fourth season, I think, is the scariest season.
Which one?
The 4th one, the last one.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that was pretty brutal. Like season 1 and 2 are pretty even, and I would say season 3 is grosser.
Yeah,
not scary, but like gross.
Yeah,
and then season 4 was definitely scarier, but I could still handle it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like all the stuff that they're referencing I've never seen. I had to like find out about them. Like, this is just like Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm like, well, I've never seen that. So I'm not gonna either. I can take Stranger Things, but I'm not going to watch the original Freddy Krueger. No.
Okay.
So before we get into our top 5, so this is our favorite characters. You can talk about a couple of your honorable mentions. I believe you had 2.
I need to look at what I sent you because now I'm forgetting.
Um,
But I know my
11 and Lucas, I think.
11 and Lucas. I wrote Caleb instead of Lucas.
I knew what you meant.
But yeah, and it makes me sad that 11 isn't in my top 5, but like, and I still really love her, but she only just went down because Max went up last season. Like, I am so deeply concerned for Max that like it's that's why she went up there. But yeah, 11 and Lucas are my honorable mentions. And like season 1, I think everyone had like a soft spot for Barb, but rest in peace. She was such a scene stealer of a character that like I still think about a lot.
So what is it about Lucas that you like?
Then I don't think many people consider him, and I love the fact that he's probably the most loyal, and nobody sees that because he's the one who's kind of most blunt about things. And I think that's something people look past, but that's what I prefer because he's the one that's like the most level-headed when you think about it. And also just seeing how much he was doing for Max, like everything from last season, like there's so much about season 4 that didn't work for me, but him and Max and everything that we got with them, that's what like really cemented that he worked for me. And I do also have to say, I did really love Eddie. Like, I did not get attached to him the same way everybody else did because I don't think we had enough time with him, but I did really love him. So I think if I was going to choose 3, I would add Eddie into that. He was such a good egg.
Yeah, I loved Eddie. He didn't make my honorable mentions or anything. Yeah, I didn't quite like get so attached to him, but I still loved the character, and I was crying and everything when he died. I mean, that always happens to the new characters. But yeah. But as far as Lucas, like he just missed my honorable mentions. And my favorite, I mean, I liked him since the beginning. My favorite scenes were in the last season with him and Max, and how much concern he had. I mean, how the lengths he went to help his friends. I mean, when he was with all those bratty basketball players, and he's like, I biked like however miles and miles to to get here to warn you, and just he's like, talk to me, Max. I don't need a letter. Just talk to me. And I'm like, you're so sweet. And
he has such a good like lover boy arc in that one.
Again,
strange to say because he was a child.
Yes, but the scene with Max when after Vecna gets her and he's holding her, that's some of the best acting on the show. And when I found out that Caleb McLaughlin, is that his name? He improvised screaming, "Erica, help!" I'm like, oh my god!
I just got like full blown tears because I don't think I chills. I don't think I knew that.
I'm like, and he's just bawling, crying for his sister. I'm like, oh my god, kid, because they encouraged them to just like be in the moment, and I'm like, oh, kid, you were in it.
Oh my god!
I know. Just amazing. So I have 3 honorable mentions. The first one I want to talk about is Bob. R.I.P. Bob. Bob Newby, superhero. He was such a sweetheart of a character. Of course, I love Sean Astin. I've loved Sean Astin since I was a child, since we were both children. I mean, he's a lot older than me. But I grew up watching Goonies, and then I watched Rudy, and then I watched Lord of the Rings. I mean, I love Sean Astin. So I was so excited when I saw he was going to be in the show. And at first, you never know with TV, are they going to subvert expectations and make him like a villain or something? I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they made him so sweet. And I just loved just a genuinely good person he was.
Yeah.
And how much he loved Joyce, how much he was like oh, let's, move away and we can have a, a normal life. I love the boys too. And I loved how like he just got thrown into everything. And he just like accepted everything really quickly, kind of almost nonchalant.
I know.
And that he just goes and he does what he needs to do and saves everyone. And there's not many points of the show where I'm like they went a little too far, and I feel like I don't have a problem with the character dying, even though I loved him, but his death was so brutal and like, and it's so hard to watch. And I'm just like, oh, poor Bob.
Yeah, Bob was a tough one.
But he was so great. And then my second one is Nancy.
She doesn't get enough love. Nancy does not get enough love.
She's got such a big heart.
Mm-hmm.
And she's so protective. And then like a badass too. I mean, I love, especially in the last season, that scene where she's got the gun and she's the one taking down Vecna. She was the one like in charge, and she's so smart. And I'm always torn which person I want her with, but we'll see. I'd be happy either way. But
yeah,
because I kind of like both of them. I just want everyone to be happy.
Just want everyone to be alive.
Yes, alive and happy. I think my favorite Nancy moment though is the end of season 2 when she sees Dustin. She asks him to dance.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that is such a sweet moment. And I'm like, because I'm like, you're a good person, Nancy. I mean, I just love that. And then my third one is Max, and then she's your number 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Max, just missed my top 5. I grew to love her. I loved her in the last season. I think most people are like you. They just grew to really, really love her and get so concerned for her. Yeah. And I mean, some of the best acting was from her in that last season. I mean, so amazing. I mean, I believe Dear Billy is one of, if not, I don't know if it's the highest rated episode, but it's like it's way up there on IMDb. And yeah, I love Max, and I'm so concerned for her in the last season. I mean, we know next to nothing. I mean, honestly, I think she'll be okay.
I hope so.
Well, because I'm like, you don't kill someone and then bring them back to life just to kill them again.
Yeah.
I think that would be redundant and stupid. But
like, she's already so broken. That's kind of the thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about. I'm like, what state is she going to be in?
Yeah, her mental state is what.
Yeah.
And physical too, because it's like whether or not like she will be okay, but have like ramifications from what happened to her physically. Like, we know that Will had all sorts of issues after his whole thing into the Upside Down, but like mentally and physically what she's gone through. And it's so funny because like because Billy didn't get a redemption, right? Like the show was kind of deliberate about not exactly giving Billy a clear redemption.
Like he had a heroic moment.
Yeah,
but that's not like,
but it's not a redemption. It's not. He didn't put in all that effort and stuff like that. But her grief was still so human and still so raw, and I think that's why like I clung to her so much because of her goodness. Because otherwise, like it's really like she has such a good complex character arc, and for it to happen to like such a young character is what's shocking, because that doesn't generally happen to younger characters. It happens to a lot of older ones. So I think that's why like as a character I love her like objectively too, just for how well written she is, and because like she's been through so much that if anything happens to that child, I will have words.
Yeah. Oh, me too, for sure. And I love that. I really wonder if we're gonna ever know what she wrote in all her letters.
Yeah.
I love that she made them. She wrote them to everybody. When I'm like, she wrote one to Steve, and I'm like, that's so sweet. I mean, it's like I can't.
I would not be okay. We need people to check on me if we do actually find out what's in those.
I think if we do, they will be really like, you're gonna start bawling because for sure.
I could cry just thinking about it.
Yeah. So yeah, so she's your number 5. My number 5 is Dustin. I love Dustin, little Dusty Bun. He is so adorable. I mean, I've loved him since that very first scene.
Yeah.
He's so adorable. I love how seriously he takes everything. He's so dramatic, but in such an endearing way. That's that moment in season 1. I don't know if it's my favorite moment, but it lives rent free in my head when 11 comes back and saves Mike and Dustin from the bullies, and he's like, "That's right, you better run. She's our friend, and she's crazy." I like
that was on so many T-shirts back then. Like there were so many T-shirts with that line.
But I love his arc. I mean, he did get on my nerves a little bit in season 2 when he's like had the little Demogorgon. I'm like, Dustin, I know it's just because he's got such a sweetheart and he doesn't think it's bad. But he, obviously he comes around. He's like, sorry, you ate my cat.
That was the cutoff point. Don't touch the cat.
Yeah, the cat's way more important. And then I just love the relationship with him and Steve. I mean, my favorite characters represent my favorite relationships. All my favorite dynamics are all in
my top 4 are my favorite, little dynamics there. Dustin, he has so many good moments that I really love, but like the song with him and Susie.
Yes.
I'm not embarrassed to say how many times I've actually replayed their version. It's so cute and ridiculous. Like, and I love this little nerdy kid getting to prove to all his friends that, like, yeah, my nerdy girlfriend is also real, and she just saved the day.
Yes, she did. And I loved how he was talking about her. He's like, picture Phoebe Cates, only way hotter. And I'm like, that is so sweet. And then when you finally see her, she says, well, of course she's adorable, but she doesn't look like Phoebe Cates.
She's like a little dork. I love them both. It's
but I'm
so
like,
cute.
That is true love. I mean, he's so sweet. So sweet.
Yeah, and Dustin's like just the desperation to have friends and to protect them and to love them as fiercely as he does. Like the way that he loves Steve, the way that like, he doesn't have a father, but like he clings to these people, and he's so small, right? He's the one who's like, he wants to protect them. And characters like that, like the ones that like, just like, oh my God, again, he's also, my top 5 too, like I would understand death. Maybe I would be able to rationalize with it, but not the kids.
No.
So.
No, they all have to live.
I can't.
They're just too precious, and I'm like, I won't even hear like talk about it. I love the moments with him and Steve. I love the moments with him and Eddie. I mean, because he doesn't have a father. He doesn't have siblings either. So it's like these are like his older siblings to him, and he loves them so much. And it's like in season 3 when Steve has that liquidy stuff, whatever it is, in the elevator, he's like, if you die, I die. I'm like, okay.
Little drama queen. I love him.
I know. And then coming in to save the day with Erica was just adorable. She's so cute too. I mean, she didn't make my list.
I love that they took her and they were like, you're gonna love her. And we're like, damn right we did. Like
little sassy queen.
They did such a good job with bringing her into the group so organically. And that's what, like, again, what I love so much with even Eddie, with all of these characters that they bring in, and they like, it never once feels like, oh, you're not supposed to be here. Like, because on some shows, like, you can feel that way, right? When a new character comes in and like messes up the status quo, you're like, I don't know how I feel about this. But with Stranger Things, every time they bring someone, whether it's Robin or Erica or all these characters,
Yeah.
you're like, you work for me. Like,
Mhm.
it all works out so organically. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't think there's been any instance where a new character is introduced and I felt like it felt like off or like they didn't
Yeah.
fit with any of them, like Murray or Erica or Eddie or Bob or any of those people. Even the Russian, even the Russian guy with Hopper was great. What was his name? I don't know. I
I
forget.
was gonna say Alexei, but I'm pretty sure that's his character from Thunderbolts. So no, that's not it.
No, Alexei is the guy in season 3, the scientist. That gets
Oh,
killed.
right, with the Slurpee that he just
Yeah.
really
Oh,
wants the 7-Eleven
sweet
Slurpee.
thing. um, I don't know. And okay, so I don't know if you know this improvisation. Joseph Quinn, when has his death scene,
That one I knew.
he improvised "I love you" and I love you too. I'm like, oh
That
man,
one I
you know
knew.
what? It's probably semi-real for the actors. I'm sure they grew to adore each other. So, but it works. It works. So yeah, Dustin's your number 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we'll go into mine. My number 4 is Joyce. Love Joyce. Love winonaryder. I've loved winonaryder a long time. She's great in
Mm-hmm.
so many things. But besides the Little Women, I want to say this is my favorite thing from her. Like maybe my favorite performance from her. Because she is so fierce, such a great mom. I mean, in every season, she's like that. But that first season, when she's just so desperate and no one will believe her.
Yeah.
And everyone thinks she's nuts. I mean, it does look a little nuts, buying all these Christmas lights and, communicating through the lights with her son. But it's like she knows she's like, I know my son's breathing.
Yeah.
And
I just
yeah, I know. And yeah, then her, with the axe and she gets scared. She runs back in. And then in the second season, she's like yelling at all of them. It's like, you're going to tell me what's wrong with my boy. No one can tell me what's wrong. And so obviously I love her motherly dynamic with Will and with Jonathan. And then the way she became so motherly so quick with 11. I mean, and especially in that first season when it's like that's the first time 11 had anyone be so kind and compassionate to her. She's like, if it's too scary, just let us know. And I'm right here. I'm right here. And I'm like, God, Joyce, I love you. And then I love seeing her relationship develop with Hopper. They are my favorite. Thank God
they're my favorite ship, like romantic ship.
They're my favorite couple on the show. Yeah, for sure. And I have a feeling those characters will be safe. I'm not too worried about them.
I'm scared.
I'm still a little bit scared, but less so than with other people. But yeah, Joyce goes to such great lengths to protect people she loves. So with her children, and then with Hopper, going to such, she goes all the way to Russia, on a plane. Lands the plane with Murray, and she's terrified, and she's not gonna beat anyone physically, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She's gonna go far for the people she loves, and that's just what I love about her. And I look forward to what they do in the final season. She's gonna be probably more the same, but badass mama, a mama bear.
Yeah, she's my second favorite, and I do agree. I think this is Winona Ryder's best role. It's such a fleshed out role.
Yeah,
she delivers so much range throughout the entire thing. Like everything we see from her is just wild, and like obviously she's played so many iconic characters that have
Yeah.
stayed with us, whether it's like Lydia or like you said, Jo in the original Little Women, or like even her role in Heathers. And these are all like really
Mhm.
iconic roles tied to iconic characters. But I do think that what she does with Joyce is so real and so raw, and
Yeah.
something that I do believe in the hands of another actress would not have like stuck the landing. But with her, I think so much of Joyce works because of what Winona Ryder brings to this role. Like
Yes.
everything feels just deeper because of her. And I agree. Like that first season, she broke me so many times, 'cause it's like only a mother knows like her son's kid, like her
Yeah.
son's like voice, all of these little
Yes.
things, like that instinct that no one was going to believe her. Um, and I just love that, like, not even with 11, but like she has a scene with Nancy in the fourth season, right? That like I'm blanking on exactly what happened in the scene, but I remember tearing up while watching. Because
Trying to
it's been
remember.
like 3 years. I don't remember season 4.
I remember bits and pieces of it. I don't remember that
It was
scene.
such a brief scene, but like,
Hmm.
but anyway, not the point. I love everything about Joyce, and I am partly mostly concerned for her because if anything were to happen to Jonathan or Will, you know that she would sacrifice herself.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's where I'm like,
That's my
if
only
there
concern.
is gonna be a death, I am terrified that she might be high up there, and I will have words.
No, I won't be. I would not be happy about that
Yeah.
because I don't want uh those boys not to have any parent
Yeah.
because their father's awful.
Yeah.
Um I don't want Hopper to lose anyone.
Mhm. And
I
she's gone through so much that she
and
deserves to just live.
she deserves peace, happiness. I mean, they all do, but
Yeah.
yeah, I love, yeah, I just love Joyce. I love her in season 3 when her and Hopper are just on each other's nerves, and it's so much, sexual tension, under there. And but then at that certain point when it lessens because they're in that I don't know what it's called, a gravitron or something, the thing where you're up against the wall at the fair where it's going super fast, and they
No
hold
idea what
hands.
it's actually called.
And they're holding hands, and then they're running and they're holding hands, uh, and then she just goes, "Okay, I think we deserve a date." And I'm like, and side note, she looks so adorable in that Russian uniform because she's so tiny.
Yeah. I love all of her outfits too, though. Like
Yes,
everything that she wears on that show, I'm like, yes.
yeah, so casual. I mean, like I said, I'm going for a little Joyce look here today with the plaid shirt. Uh, Casual but always cute, and yeah, she's great.
She's
Joyce
such a
isn't she's an icon.
yeah.
I would say. Yeah. So we're on to, let's see.
3?
You're number 3. Yeah.
My number 3 is
You're
Hopper.
number 3. Hopper. Yeah.
Yeah. He was no, I think he was always 3. Um, but I do really Hopper is such a surprising character because like when he first shows up, you're like, oh, this guy, like he's just kind of
Yeah.
like a deadbeat cop who just doesn't care about
Mhm.
his job. And then he turns that around and you find out his past and everything that he's been through with his wife and his daughter and everything he does for 11 and then all the kids. It's just I love like that like unlikely hero who steps up.
Yeah.
That's always something that like really works for me, and he does it so well. Um and Joyce, like there's that scene in season 2 where they're sitting on the floor. I think it's her house. They're just sitting on the floor quietly. And it's one of my favorite scenes between them because you're like, these are two people who have a lot of deep history and like have a lot of
Yeah.
grief and have a lot of pain. And here they are just like, and his awkward flirting, like that man is so
Yes.
awkward when he flirts. It's hilarious.
It's cute.
Like even from the first season, or was it the second season where he's like, like under the bleachers sharing my cigarettes, and like,
Yeah.
he thinks he's so hot when he says that, and you're like, that's why it works, not because of his dorkiness, which like
Mhm.
I really appreciate. But yeah, Hopper is my number 3.
Well, Hopper, I love Hopper because Hopper's my number 1.
Damn, I
I
love
I
that.
love
Let's
I
go.
love this character with all my heart so much. One, because like you said, the first couple scenes you're thinking he's gonna be one way. You're like,
Mhm.
okay, this is just another guy, it's just gonna be cliche, not good at his job, not caring about anything. But pretty quickly, when you see him start investigating and asking questions, you're like, oh, okay, this isn't going to be what I thought at all. And then it just keeps getting better. I mean, as the whole first season progresses, and I love how he just takes action, breaks into where he needs to, punches anyone he needs to. I mean, I don't condone violence, but on this show, I'm like,
They deserve it.
he needs to. And yeah, each season that I grow to love him even more. So like the first season when he goes into the morgue and then he goes to Joyce and he's like, well, one, it's like they bugged your house, let's be quiet. And he's like, you're right. And just that exchange, that those looks between them, it's like, oh, well, one, the relief on her face, like finally, it's like
Someone believes me.
someone believes me. And then just how much we learned about his grief and his trauma, and those scenes in the final episode of season 1 where they've gone into the upside down and they found Will, but he's not breathing. So they're trying to resuscitate him, and they're going back and forth between that and the flashbacks of his daughter, like flatlining. I'm like, I lost it. I was a mess. Yeah. And he's just like, come on, kid, come on, breathe. And oh God. So and then you see him bring the Agos. I'm like, oh, like he cares about 11. And then I'm like, oh man, 11's alive, So I loved him right away. But it just
he
kept
has
going.
such a good arc.
Yeah. And then in season 2, when you see he's taking care of 11, and I love that, like you said, he's a little bit dorky. So I love that scene where he puts on the music and he's doing that little dance to the Jim Croce. You don't mess around with Jim. Oh my God, that's so cute. And I love her expression, like, because she doesn't understand.
Yeah, she's like, what is this?
So Joyce and Hopper are my favorite, like, romantic ship, but my favorite dynamic on the show is Hopper and 11. That's my favorite.
It's a good one.
I don't know. I just have a soft spot for like parental, parent-child relationships. And in this case, it's not blood related. I mean, I don't want to say it makes it more special. Obviously it doesn't, but it's as special.
It is because
go ahead.
It's just a real second chance for both of them, and to really have a reason to live and to know that somebody cares about you and would do anything for you.
And yeah, the relationship it just touches me so much. I mean, and I even the moments when they were like, butting heads and really yelling at each other, I'm like, that's very real. And you understand both sides. You understand why in the second season, you understand why she is like, am I ever going to leave? Am I ever going to leave? And he's just like, he just is so desperate to keep her safe. He doesn't want anything to happen to her because, he's already lost one daughter. He's not going to lose another one. And I love when she comes back and they have their little moment and they both apologize. And he's like, I like the look. It's bitching. Oh, yeah. And yeah. And that little detail of the thing, do you know the little detail about the hair tie?
No.
The blue hair tie. So when you see flashbacks of Hopper's daughter, when she's before they found out she was sick, she's like got little pigtails in her hair, and she has a little blue hair tie. And then you see her, she doesn't have any hair, and he's wearing the hair tie around his wrist. And then in the second, I believe somewhere in the second season, you see now he's given it to 11, and she's wearing it around her wrist.
I need to
And
rewatch the show before season 5.
in like the season, I think in the season 5 trailer, you still see 11 still wearing that. I mean, you definitely see it in season 3 for sure, the most. And that's just the lovely details that a lot of people miss. That's so sweet. And I'm like, this is his daughter. This is why I'm like, neither of them can die. I will not be okay if 11's the one I'm most scared about for obvious reasons, because she's like the hero.
But that's again why I'm more worried about Hopper, because I think in the event of anything happening to any of these kids, an adult is going to step up. So for 11, it would be Hopper. For Will and
Jonathan,
it would be Joyce. For Mike, it would be Nancy. And for Dustin, it would be Steve. So this is where my brain is like, the adults. Protect the adults.
The only thing in the back of my mind that makes me less worried is the fact that they like killed him already.
Yeah.
They had the fake out death. I'm like, you're going to kill him again? I mean, come on. It would
They
be
might,
like, I mean, I know they might. But, well, speaking of that moment in season 3 when he's down there by that machine and winonaryder's up in the thing, and the acting between the two of them, I'm like, when you know what they're thinking and feeling just by a look, I'm like, this is just amazing acting between the two of them. And those final moments, when she sees he's gone, and I thought that was it.
I think I knew he wasn't dying. That one, there was that moment where I was like, no, there's no way they're killing him. Like I had a really good feeling that he was not dead.
I wasn't so sure, because when
Hopper, I was sure about.
Yeah, she finds that letter and that voiceover. I was sobbing, crying, listening to that. I
still cried.
Yeah.
But I had a feeling, I was like, no, he's alive. Like, we did not see his body. He's alive.
That's true. That's true. It's hard to remember. I watched it so fast. I think I watched season 3 in a day, practically. I stayed up really late. But that moment when he's like, keep the door open 3 inches, and I'm just like crying. So that moment when they're reunited, and she's like, I kept the door open 3 inches.
Oh my God, yeah. That got me.
Oh my God. It's like, that's just why they're my favorite. And Joyce and Hopper and 11 and Hopper are just my favorite. But just stuff he does. He's just so heroic, such a badass, thinking of everyone else above himself. The moment is there's a moment in season 2 when they're in the hospital, and he has to grab Will, who's unconscious, and they're running around, the halls. For some reason, the scene of him carrying him, I'm like, God, that's hot. It just got to me. I'm like, something, it's that fatherly protective thing I found very attractive. Yeah. So.
No, Hopper, there again, it's like his dorkiness is what makes him so hot. Like this is, you think this is like, you think you're hot in a different way, but this is actually what's making you so hot.
Yes. No, and like, when he's flirting with her and he's like, giving that sly little smile, and when he's looking at her and she's not looking, I'm like, oh man, you're in love. And I love that part when he's like, gets the shirt, the Hawaiian shirt.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, this is cutting edge.
There's so many.
And he's clearly trying to be like Magnum PI with a mustache and the Hawaiian shirt. I'm like,
and weirdly, that look worked best for him.
And not everyone can pull off that look, but he does. He does it well. So I love Hopper so much.
then he is somebody I'm concerned about. So
I am. I'm concerned about almost not everybody. Certain people are like, nah, no, nothing's gonna happen to them. But
yeah.
the big ones, I am concerned. But my number 2 is the one I'm most concerned about. But so your number 3 was Hopper. He's on my number 1. My number 3 is your number 1. So we flip flop there. Is Steve? Yeah,
Steve.
I love Steve. Steve, I think is.
I really love Steve.
I love Steve. I don't have a Steve T-shirt, but I want one.
I have like 3.
Steve is like someone you grew to love, but pretty quickly. I mean, at least by the end of season 1, where even though it's like you look back on his like bad behavior, the part like when he breaks the camera, I'm like, from his perspective, I'm like, you kind of understand why he's doing that, because it was creepy.
It was. I will always stand by that. Jonathan has his good moments, but that was creepy.
Yes.
Period.
The thing with the spray paint, he didn't do it, but he didn't stop it. But he stopped. I mean, right away. Yeah, right away. He's like, "Why did I do this?" And that's why I'm like, "Oh, this." I'm like, I thought you were a good dude. You are a good dude. And then he just got better and better and better. I think. Would you agree? Do you think Steve is the most, probably the most universally loved character?
Yes.
I don't think anyone dislikes him.
No. And it's so, and I think that's part of the charm with Steve is that, like, especially in season 2, he just flipped a switch, and it was such an organic flip, and everybody had something good to say. And after that, with season 3, with season 4, remember when there were like billboards that were like, "Do not touch Steve," or like, "If anything happens to Steve," like, he has the best redemption arc that I have ever seen on any show. And I've seen a lot of good redemption arcs, but there's something about Steve's that's just so I don't know how to talk about it, but like, he's the character that I think has the biggest heart and loves the most. But he also does not have the same love that he receives. And it's like, Steve's this really cool guy, right? Like everyone loves Steve. Like, hey, it's Steve. We love Steve. But I think what people don't realize is that Steve wants love back. And he keeps doing all of these things because Steve doesn't have a family. His parents, we don't know where his parents are, but clearly they don't care about him. They do not love him enough. He does not have any of that like parental love. So it's like he takes care of all these kids. He takes care of the adults. Like he's constantly like wanting to protect these people because that's what he's wanted for himself. And then in season 4, when he has that conversation with Nancy where he's like, like 6 kids in a van and going on family trips. And you're like, that's it. Like that's all this kid wants, is to be a part of something and to be loved, like to know that somebody is going to protect him the same way. And he's not saying that overtly, but like it's in his actions. And that's what gets me so hard. Like the amount of times I've just randomly sat there and like thought about Steve and that like he's not as loved, and I'll just start crying like a normal person would. So yeah, like I need someone to protect it. If something happens to him, oh my God, I'm going to have a lot of words that may get me banned in the industry. I don't know. Or I don't know, because he needs to be happy. Like, I don't care what happens. I don't just need him to be alive. I need him to be happy. And I need somebody to like love him back. Like, and I know Dustin does. And I know all these people do. He knows that. But I don't think that he has fully processed that he is not alone and he doesn't have to take care of everybody. But because that's what he does. He's there. He literally thinks like he has to take care of everyone. I'm like, buddy, it's gonna be okay.
He's the protector.
the whole babysitter thing that came out
Yeah.
of season 2, it's why season 2 is my favorite season, because it was the birth of babysitter Steve. And like
Mhm.
that last episode when he has like the towel hung over his neck like a mom,
Yeah.
and he's just straight up yelling at everyone while they're all going crazy. Like it's just so like I have never been more attracted to a man in my life than when he stepped up like that. And I was like, okay. Um but yeah, and then, like he tries to get his little cute little summer job and that fumbles. Like
Yeah.
Steve was just, and again, to go from somebody that was like your typical jock, and like on most shows, that's what he would be. He would stay that way.
Mhm.
He would stay stagnant. He would just be that like popular character. And maybe by the end he would get something. But like that's why I think Stranger Things is so good. Because after season 2, they were like, no, this kid, there's something bigger here.
Yeah.
And I always, this is like the weirdest, most niche, most like people are like, Gissane, what are you talking about? But like I always think of that one line in Taylor Swift's August where she says to live for the hope of it all. I'm like, that's Steve.
Aw.
Like to me, that's like how Steve views this world. Like he doesn't even process that's what he's doing, but like he has this like big hope of like this bright, beautiful future, and like he's just trying to just make it through to that. And emo makes me very, very
Yeah.
emo.
Yeah, I love Steve just as much as you. Just because he was my number 3 doesn't mean I don't love him, because it's like they're all pretty close together. Yeah. Well, credit to the Duffer brothers, because I think originally they were going to kill his character early, and then they saw something in joekeery that made them go, no, we're going to keep this kid around. And so I'm at a funny age where I'm like, I'm a little bit older than him, and I'm a little bit younger than Hopper. So it's like I find them both attractive. And it's like
It's weird when you think about him being in high school, though. You're like,
yeah,
wait a
no.
second.
It's like I know, not as in high school, or God, I'm not creepy, but the actor or whatever.
Yeah.
It's very cute because obviously he's way older than the
Yeah,
character he
yeah.
played. But there's a few moments that I want to talk about with Steve that just solidify how great he is and how much I love him. One, when he comes in clutch in season 1, he's got that baseball bat, that little flip thing he does. I'm like, and the fact that he ran back in, they told him to run, and he came back in and helped. And then in season 2, yeah, how quickly he became little protective babysitter. And I love how he's like, he doesn't like sugarcoat the way he talks to them.
No,
But
yeah, he doesn't talk to them like they're less than him.
Yeah, but it's with love and respect. And he's like, I forget what he calls them, but he's like, how come the only one helping me is this random girl?
Yeah.
But when they're in that they're in the is it a bus?
I think it's like an abandoned RV.
It's something. And Dustin, Lucas, and Max are all in there, and the Demogorgons are coming and gonna come, like, looks like they're gonna come through the top of the thing. And he, without hesitation, sticks them all behind him. The protective instincts this guy has. Oh, I just
It's
love it so much.
insane because, like, again, that's what I mean. I'm like, he wants to love so desperately, and to have people that like he could give something for and have a reason. And
I know. And yeah, he does that multiple times with with the kids. And then what was the other shoot? I lost my train of thought. What was the other moment? Oh, with Dustin, when he's like taking him to the dance, and he's like, you look great. You're gonna do great, kid.
the hairspray.
I know, it's so cute. But and then in season 3, when he's in the bathroom with Robin, and he has a sweet little moment, and then she's confesses, comes out to him, and how quickly he turns it around and he's like, I'm not sad for myself. And he just makes a joke about, why do you like her? You know?
Yeah. Like he's
I mean, it
like,
was so
okay.
fast.
Yeah. And he
And it
just
just,
accepted it and moved
yeah,
on and and like you could tell that Robin was so nervous in that
yeah.
scene, but like Steve was just like, okay, this is it now. We'll just be besties.
We'll just be best friends.
And
And people have to remember that this takes place in the 80s.
yeah,
So for someone in that era, it would be way more difficult than now.
yeah.
So the relief she felt, and
That at least someone
yeah,
she's safe around somebody. And
yeah,
it's just, yeah, that is the one of the best parts of season 3
mhm,
is
yeah,
their dynamic too. Because I know everyone in the beginning was like, oh, and then that
yeah,
happened, and everyone was just like, oh, okay.
yeah.
Like
It's
we
like,
just
oh, maybe, they could be
yeah,
cute, but then you're like, oh, okay, that's fine.
we have another team member. It's fine.
Yeah,
Um,
and Robin's great, and yeah,
oh my
I
God,
really
I
like
love her.
I love their dynamic and stuff. They're great in season 4 too.
And like the
And
way she
then,
makes fun of him when she's like, your kids are here.
how many children are you friends with?
And that's kind of the thing that like works so well with the show is that like this should be like strange. You're like, why are you
Yeah,
friends with kids? But
yeah,
it's so like he just wants to help these kids. Like he
yeah.
knows these are all kids who don't have father figures, who don't have
Mhm,
like, and like granted, Will has Jonathan, but like
mhm.
Jonathan's broken and damaged in his own way and
Yeah.
like deeply messed up in his own way. And just Steve keeps stepping up without expecting anything from anyone in return.
And does Steve have siblings? I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think so.
They never
That's
mention
the
it.
thing. I always think of that episode when they're throwing that party and like he just makes it seem like his family just does not care.
Yeah.
And so I feel like he's an only child and his parents are probably like deadbeats who just I don't know, don't even prioritize their
Well,
son.
probably kind of typical yuppie 80 folks, with all they care about is money
Yeah.
and sort of thing. Uh, I like that in season 4, you could see where he feels like a little, probably like jealous of how much Dustin loves Eddie.
Yeah.
And so Dustin and Steve's dynamic in season 4 is interesting. And I love that moment when he's like, Dustin's sort of teasing him about Nancy, and he's like, "Be careful, I hit you so hard, I'll knock your teeth back out." And he's like, "Whoa, too far, too far." And he's like, "You're right, I'm sorry."
It's so and then the trailer, that one scene where they're both hugging each other and crying, I was like, great.
I'm like, no, 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 no.
I'm gonna lose
I
it.
don't even. I don't even want
Fine.
to think about that. I don't even want to think about it. Part of me almost hopes it's like Vecna, like it's not some sort of like sacrificial thing. Maybe it's like Vecna messing with Dustin, or I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I can't think about that. Oh, but I think the one last moment that I can think of that I love is it's so quick, but it's in season 4 where Nancy was at the trailer park and she's really upset because the kid that she was with is like is it after he died? I think because it's like early in the day. And Steve drives up with everyone, and the like little relieved wave she gives him, and the wave he gives back to her, it's such a sweet moment. And even if they don't end up together, I mean, I love their
I
dynamic.
love that they're good,
Yeah,
like there's something really
there's always going to be affection
they're
there.
stuck together in a way of like well, all these characters are stuck together,
Yeah.
but like there is something really special there, whether it's romantic or platonic.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just want like I need Steve to be happy. Again, I
Yes.
can't just have him survive. I need the hope that his life will turn around.
Yes. And be
But
good.
that's the thing that like they know that Steve's such a special character to so many people, and that's what makes me so nervous. Actually, I don't do this often, but like for the season 4 finale, the second it released, the first thing I did was fast forward to the end and make sure Steve was there, because that's how like
Oh wow.
nervous I was, that I was like, I can't. And I will be doing that for season. Well, I don't think we could do that for part 1 because I'm sure he'll be alive in part 1. But you best believe that for part 3, I am going to be forwarding, because I couldn't like, and it was like I got up because I was in England at the time, so it was 8 a.m. I had an alarm. I got up at 8 a.m. I fast forwarded. I was like, okay, Steve's alive. Go back to sleep. And we'll watch.
And then watch the rest of it later.
But I have to do that. And I don't do this for many characters, but like for Steve, I will be doing that.
I get it. I mean, I'm not the kind of person who does that.
I wish I had that control. I don't.
I just take it as it comes, even if I don't like it. But I totally get it. Completely.
I am broken. I don't trust TV.
Oh, I know. Especially nowadays. It's like they don't care sometimes. It's like, but they know that people would be livid.
Yeah.
So I hope that's what keeps them safe. Like they don't want backlash.
Yeah, sort of. But sometimes writers just don't care. They got to do what they got to do. And
yeah, they're pretty good though. I think, but we'll see. Well, after we're done, we can talk a little bit about the coming season. But so we already talked with about your number 2. It's Joyce. My number 2 is 11. I love 11.
Wait, so your number 1 was Hopper?
Okay. Yes. Oh, so this is our last one. Is 11. So well, kind of fitting, you know. She's the hero of the show. She is the one I'm most worried about, because I could see her doing some sacrificial thing for her friends, because she would do that. She did it in season 1. I mean, she wasn't really gone, but she stepped up. The thing that's so funny about her character is I instantly became really attached to her. I don't know, it's because I have this I'm a strong maternal kind of person. And you see this little, this tiny little thing, you know, shaved head and clearly traumatized. Clearly there's something wrong with wherever she came from. And then you see like flashbacks where she's killing people. And then she starts crying. And I'm like, she just killed 2 people. And I'm like, oh, poor baby.
Well, because she was trained to.
It's not her fault.
Yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't matter if she straight up murdered these guys, but they were terrible. So I'm just like, oh, this poor baby. And I mean, since the first episode, you see her do that. I'm like, God, this kid is good. Her milliebobbybrown, her acting.
Yeah, milliebobbybrown.
She's amazing. When she cries, I cry. I mean, she's just incredible in this part. And yeah, the moments when she breaks down, like when in season 3, when she locks eyes with Joyce, and again, you know, that you could just tell with a look. And then she just breaks down going, no, 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 you know, because that's her real papa, you know. Matthew Modine is not papa. Matthew Modine's character is a monster. and Hopper
still had empathy for him too.
She did. I mean, she didn't say I forgive you, but she was still like, she didn't like yell at him. And yeah, because she's just got this big heart, and it's so sweet how instantly she was attached to Mike. Mike's a funny character because it's not in my top favorites, but I love season 1 Mike.
I love season 1 Mike,
and especially them. I mean, they're so cute and sweet. I mean, these sweet little soulmates. I call them these little soulmates, basically. And And then when he was jumped off the cliff for Dustin, I'm like, you were willing to do that for your friend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, he's gone down a little bit with some of his I don't want to call him selfish, just sometimes he just doesn't
He just felt detached in the last few seasons.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's because I feel like the writers just didn't know how to work with him, like work with his arc and sort of continue also expanding on all these characters too. So I feel like Mike took sort of a backseat in that. And then, he got his moment with Will season 4 when he has like that moment in the car with Will. So it's like he got that back a bit, but like for a while there, he was sort of just like stagnant.
But the thing with 11 though is I love how she goes through like little mini arcs kind of each season. And season 1, she had to, she finds, people that care about her, and they're like, she's like, I'm the monster. And it's like, every time I watch that, I'm like, no, baby, no, you're not a monster. And that I love, that's maybe is my favorite moment where they're all hugging each other. And and then at the end when she's like, sacrificing herself, and she's like, goodbye, Mike. I'm like, oh, don't leave us. But and then the second season, she had to, go through this stuff with Hopper and learn how to try to be a normal, semi-normal kid, which she continues in the third season.
Was that also the season she had the videos of her mom?
The second season, she goes to see her mother, and then she goes to meet her, sister or whatever in that weird episode.
Oh yeah.
The only good thing about that episode is that it allowed 11 to like grow as a character and find her inner strength, and where they're like, her what is her name, Callie?
Didn't she have a number like 08?
It was 8, I think they called her Callie. I don't know, maybe that's not her name. Whatever, her sister. She's like going, they can't help you, and she's like, but I can help them. And like, go kid, go. Leave these losers. Go back to your real friends and your real family. And I love that moment when she walks through the door, and they all it's like on that slow motion when she walks in, and she locks eyes with Mike, and it's first it's like goes from like shock to just this sweet little smile, and I'm like, oh my god, they are so cute.
They're precious.
And then he's like, she knew how many days he tried to talk to her on the little walkie-talkie. I don't know, it was like 300 something. And I'm like, oh, that's just so sweet. And but then in season 3, I loved how she had to become like her own person away from him. I love them together, and they're so sweet. And but she needs to be her own person.
And her and Max were really great dynamic to do that.
I loved that Max, takes her shopping, and it's like, pick out something that's you. Not Mike, not Hopper. What do you like? And even though obviously I want Mike and 11 to be together, I did find it amusing when she's like, I dump your ass.
I also just love that like season 2 started with like her kind of being jealous of Max and having like all these things. But like season 3 was just like, no, forget that. Like, why are we like, let's just be friends. And like,
especially when it got serious, and she's like, and then at the end when she's comforting her after Billy dies, and and then again in season 4 she has another little mini arc because she doesn't have her powers, and she's worried that Mike doesn't love her anymore, and she doesn't have her father anymore. She thinks he's dead, and so she has to just learn to find her strength again, and and she had to deal with all the trauma with seeing Papa again. And I hate him. Though credit to Matthew Modine, because in real life he's a total sweetheart, and he officiated her wedding.
I didn't. He officiated her wedding.
Officiated their wedding. I'm like, that is precious.
I know that. That's so funny.
I'm like, that is so sweet. Because he's so awful in the show. Great actor.
Sometimes the people who play awful really well are actually the people that are like angels in real life sometimes, and the people that like are actually good sometimes aren't that great. So it's always so funny how that happens.
But the moment in where she just clocks that bully, I'm like, I know that was terrible, but part of me is like, oh God, that stupid girl had it coming. I'm like, she was so terrible and making fun of, like, laughing that, oh, you don't have a father, you know. I'm like, God, you're like an evil little thing.
And kids are that evil. So
yeah,
someone's got to tell them. Let it be 11.
But the fact that she's like seeing herself again, like, as just like someone who just doesn't fit in, and she had to learn that on her own, that she's not a monster, she's a hero. And that's why I love that. I loved the moment where Mike finally came around. He had the scene with Will, and then he has the scene with 11 where he's finally like, I just couldn't tell you I loved you because I was just so afraid of losing you. And it's like, I love you so much, you know, you're my superhero. And I'm like, and that gives her the power to break free from Vecna. And but that moment when Max, she died, and you see it in the, what do you call that? It's like the other space when she,
not
like,
the upside down, but it's like it's Vecna's whatever.
They call it the void.
Was it the void?
I could be wrong. I think it's called the void, where you see, they don't know, obviously they can't sense that Lucas can't sense that she's there, and she's just crying, no, and she just stops. She's like, she composes herself and she's like, no, this isn't happening. And I'm like, her powers are like, wow, she brought her back to life. And I'm like, she is just like, obviously she's gonna be the big hero. I just hope it's
I think she's gonna be okay. I feel really confident about 11.
Okay. She's the one I'm most worried about, because, you know, she's the one they rely on the most. But I'm like, no, I'm like, Mike can't lose her. Hopper certainly can't lose another daughter. That would just be,
again, that would be that he would go to. Like, at that point,
and I'm just like, I just feel like it would be too sad. This poor child was so ill-treated for the first, like, 10 years of her life, so traumatized, and she just has to die in the end. I mean, I think that just would be a little too sad.
It would be. And I don't think the show's going to be that sad. So that's why I think I think the kids are going to be safe.
Okay.
That's my thing, is that I really do think the kids will be okay. But the adults I'm worried about. And the adults include the teenage kids. So, and we also don't know how big the time jump is, right? We have no idea.
I think I saw it was 18 months.
Oh, that's not that big.
It's like a little over.
I was expecting bigger because the actors look older than they are. Yeah. And like, not to the point where it's like, you cannot lie and say these kids are in high school or
I know.
middle school or whatever they're supposed to be.
Especially Lucas. I'm like, he's like a man.
Lucas. Well, Dustin looks young, but I know he's also older. Mike, Will, 11. Like, again, none of these kids look like they can be in middle school.
No.
We started when they were in elementary, right? They were in like 6th grade.
They were like,
or 7th.
I think they're like 11 years old, I think. So that's like
7th grade?
6th or 7th grade.
No.
Yeah.
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 Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a middle school. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
don't
remember
believe
it
they're in
said
middle.
Hawkins Middle School, I remember. So, yeah, I wanted to end just talking a little bit about, season 5, what we think's gonna happen, what we hope will happen. I wanna see, I'm one of these types of people who really gets mad when people say characters have to die or there's no stakes.
Yeah, I hate that statement.
I'm like, no, what do you mean? Just, of course there's stakes and you'll be worried, but then they're okay. And it's
Yeah.
like, that's not the kind of, some stories are just like, of course there's stakes, but then everyone's still okay. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm hoping that's the route they go. I'm
It's
hoping it's gonna be like, kind of like Lord of the Rings.
yes.
Most of them survived. I mean, only a few characters died. So I'm hoping that it's gonna go that route, because Lord of the Rings and Stranger Things have that kind of epic quality. And I didn't know that story when I watched it. So I remember going in really worried about what characters were gonna like die. And I
Yeah.
was so happy when it was like only I think it's only Theoden and, well, I mean, like Gandalf and Frodo kind of a little bit, but they're not dead. They just go
No.
to another place. But yeah, in Stranger Things, I'm really hoping that they go that route. I'm hoping, like you said, it's the kids are safe. I'm
I want
worried
the
for
adults to be safe too, but I am worried again because I
I'm,
don't trust anyone.
the ones I think most likely would be killed are maybe Murray,
Yeah, I can see
uh,
non-essential characters.
and maybe Karen.
Yeah,
She would die for her kids for sure.
Karen, yeah. Yeah, I could see
Um,
that. And not to be
and
like I won't
it would be
care, but
sad, but I wouldn't be like devastated.
yeah,
But part of me is like, because she's a good mom, she's a good character. Part of me like, why can't it be her husband? Do one thing decent.
maybe he will.
He's
'Cause
such a waste of
yeah,
space. And like,
that's
do
the
something
thing.
for your kids.
Maybe it'll be him. But that's what concerns me again, because I think fantasy has this space to, especially when there's like one big epic battle, right? Which is this is what it's supposed to be. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but like I hated the last Harry Potter book with my whole
Oh,
heart. Like,
really?
yeah, because I was
Oh,
so
yeah. Well, a lot of characters die.
furious at
Yeah.
how many people she killed off, and especially Fred. When
Yeah.
she justified that as, well, I kept Arthur Weasley alive. I was like, what? At what cost?
No.
And then
That's the one I can't get over.
Tonks and Lupin,
Yeah.
those two wrecked me because that was
Mhm.
my ship.
Yeah.
Like in the like while I was reading the books, they were my ship. So I hated that last book because they killed off so many people
Too
for
many.
this epic battle of stakes. And that's where anytime I'm watching a fantasy or like, Game of Thrones, we all know how that last season ended and what everyone thinks. And like, I know they made that direct comparison saying that like, this is not Game of Thrones, but then they turned around recently to be like, well, people have to die. And you're like, okay, but who and why?
Who?
So I really do hope it is people like Murray or sadly like Karen probably, or even their dad.
Yeah.
And none of the big like core, is it like what, 10, 11 people that like,
So I don't know the number, but yeah, I hope it's none of them. I watched this video earlier where someone was like, they were like doing like this tier list of like who they think's the safest. I didn't really agree with them. But he said the little Holly Wheeler, the little girl that they
the baby
recast
sister?
her.
Yeah.
He's like, well, that could go either way. I'm like, you think they're gonna kill itty bitty little Holly Wheeler? I'm like, no.
Yeah, no.
I don't think so. I'm like, that's why I'm like, no, I don't agree with this guy.
No.
Even if she's a little bit older, I'm like, no, they're not going to kill a little tiny little thing like that. That would be too sad.
Yeah.
just the image of that would be like,
again, I don't think any kids are dying unless like, God forbid, it's like there's an example of like maybe a random like high school kid, but even that would be devastating. And again,
I
with this
think
climate,
the teenager I'm most worried for is probably Jonathan.
yeah,
Because I could see him doing something
himself.
for his brother, for
Mhm.
Nancy. There's a moment in the trailer where him and Nancy are like, their foreheads are against each other. It looks all emotional. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Jonathan maybe, but again, that's where I'm like, then I think Joyce would step up and sacrifice herself. Like,
yeah.
unless these characters are all in different places while this is happening, but I don't know.
A lot of people are worried for Will. I'm like, no.
No, because Will is kind of
that'd be
where the
too
story
sad, and it would make the show kind of pointless in my
Yeah.
idea, because
the whole journey started with him.
I think just for him to die would be stupid. So I'm worried for his like maybe mental state, the trauma this poor baby's gone through. But
Unless they have some sort of a weird thing where like the void always needs like someone there, and like they sacrifice Vecna, and like Will is like, well, I'll be it, I don't know, become this underground god, whatever is supposed to, I don't know, something like that. Maybe I could see. It's absurd, but yeah, I can't imagine them killing any of the kids.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I'm really excited for the last season. I think it looked really intense. I hope there are some lighter moments and still some lighthearted things. Certainly doesn't look like that in the trailer, but
I hate I
understand
seasons,
why.
though. They make me so furious.
Yeah, but
it's not smart. Let me watch it all, or give it to me weekly. Like weekly would have
I'm not
such a great conversation, at least.
Yeah, I'm not happy about how it's around holidays.
Yeah,
because I'm really super busy, and I'm like, I do not want this show spoiled for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how the internet is.
Yeah,
people will be on there like 2 hours later, telling what happened, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to not be on my phone at all.
Yeah, or you're gonna have to like mute every word,
everything
to the show.
And I feel like I can't even mute. That won't even work because people write things without like hashtags and stuff. Because people stink. Yeah. I was spoiled by something that happened in the Downton Abbey movie the very day after it came out, and I'm like, seriously?
Yeah.
Like, fine. Like,
Threads does a really neat thing where you can actually like close spoilers, like it's like blurry, and I'm like, damn, I wish Twitter would do this, because it's so smart to like actually have things that are just completely blocked out.
But this was on Threads, and that wasn't the case, because the person didn't know about that, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, Stranger Things, great show. I love it. I'm excited.
Been around for 10 years now.
I'm kind of in denial about that it's literally been that long. It doesn't feel like that long because show's pretty vivid in my mind. Not the last season, because I only watched it once, but I would always rewatch the previous seasons before the new one would come out. And so a lot of it's pretty vivid in my mind. I've watched a lot of YouTube reactors with Stranger Things. Those are always fun. And are you the type of person who is like a sympathetic crier?
Sometimes. It depends.
So when people start to cry, I start to cry. And especially if they're like really crying. So, though it's endearing when people react that way.
Yeah, I need to rewatch. I need to rewatch at least seasons 1 and 2 and the season 4 finale. I don't think I'll have time for 3 again, because they really they're bringing this during like the worst time for film people, like anyone that works in this industry. This is an awful time.
All the award shows and all the awards movies coming out, and
all the year-end reviews. Like the only thing that can be in year-end reviews this year is going to be part 1, because most people are submitting their year-end content like mid-December. So we're just in a weird spot, and I'm like, and I want to rewatch things, but like at the same time I have to watch other things, and like you also want to, like, I'm the type that like I gotta prioritize my Christmas stuff. Which is why the first season is good, because you can at least watch the first season during like the holidays.
Yeah.
So it still has that like cozy vibe, but I wish they brought, this would have been such a good summer show. Like it would have been so good in the summer, because there were very few things out this year in the summer.
Yeah, I just watched movies and stuff, old stuff.
Yeah, this summer was really slow. It generally is in the summer, but it was slower this year.
Yeah. So I'm only going to have time to rewatch the last season. And that's going to take me a while because all those episodes are long.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm watching all my Christmas stuff. So I'm like, I have to take like probably 2 days is probably enough to just binge all that. I know the first 3 seasons really well. So I feel like I don't like have to
yeah.
But season 4, I don't remember well enough.
Well, season 4 scares me the most. So like fun fact, I because I had somebody warn me, because I can't do body distortion stuff.
That's icky.
And so I had a friend who texted me and was like, listen, the first episode, once this happens, you got to look away. You cannot handle this. I was like, okay. So after that, anytime I knew Vecna was going to be around, I was just like, nope.
So, it's tough to watch. I'm like,
I can't. No body stuff for me. I'm good. No. Like even Will in the second season, when he's like possessed, was a little much.
Ooh, yeah.
But that I can handle. But like when their bodies start to break and snap and crackle pop, I can't. No, thank you.
No, I don't blame you. I mean, I watched it, but I'm like, oh, I don't like this.
So,
but anyway, thank you for being my guest.
Thank you for having me.
You are a sweetheart. You know how much I love you. I hope everyone enjoyed listening to this. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment about who your favorite characters are. I'd love to hear that. And I hope everyone has a beautiful, beautiful day. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.